Hey everyone, I'm continuing my trials of what can you grow in a hydroponic rail system with peppers and tomatoes. I haven't really done peppers. There was one time I tried it a long time ago, but that was with a full-size tall bell pepper and that didn't work well. So this time I have dwarf peppers, and so far seems to be doing pretty good. They have a ton of flowers, and most of the flowers seem to be pollinating, so I have some small fruit forming in there. But we'll see about how big they get and how good they look when they're full size. The tomatoes are doing really well. So this is just 2 plants, and I've done tomatoes once before, and I did them in 4-inch rails, and they quickly filled up the rails with their roots. So this time I decided to try 5-inch rails. So I bought 5-inch fence posts, and I'm using that. And I gave them a lot of space. So there's only 2 plants. There's 4 plants total with the peppers, and they're all sharing 2 rails, so they've got a lot of space between them. The tomatoes have a lot of fruit on them though. I haven't done any special pollinating. I don't even have a fan running on these, so they seem to be totally self-pollinating, and there's a lot of fruit under there. It can be hard to get the camera in there to see it all, but there's probably 40 or 50 cherry tomatoes, and I just picked some. They look really good. They're totally spotless, really nice color. So I'm really impressed so far with how the tomatoes are growing. For lighting, I'm trying something new as well. These are just 3 LED light tubes that I bought. They're pretty cheap. I think $15 each or so. And I just have 3 of those above the plants. Each one is 42 watts. And those seem to be working really well. And they attach really nice to a rack like this. So then you can easily stack things. I have strawberries. I'm trying strawberries again up top. So if you live in a climate where you can't grow tomatoes most of the year, like here in Wisconsin, and you really like tomatoes, this might be something you could try with your rail system. Just plant a few plants and they seem to bear pretty well. We'll see how long they continue to bear for. Also, I should mention this rail system works very similar to our other ones. So I have a reservoir down below, and inside, this is actually the reservoir for the tomatoes and peppers. So in here, got a pump and some air stones. I have them off right now just to reduce background noise for the video, but they're normally running and pumps water into one rail. The water travels down, then there's a fitting to cross back to the back rail, and then it flows back and then down the exit back into the reservoir. So that's working pretty well so far. I want to give an update on the tomatoes and peppers here. So the tomato plants, they keep getting bigger, but they're not getting a whole lot taller, so there's still room between the top of the plant and the light. And they've still been bearing a lot of tomatoes. I just picked a bunch last night, but you can see there's still a decent number of green ones on here. So I've been impressed with the yield of the tomatoes. It's probably 25 to 30 at least every week for just these 2 plants. The peppers, they have a lot of peppers on them. The problem I'm running into now is they're getting too tall. Even though this is a compact variety, it's still reaching all the way up to the light. So in this case, I need even more room. I need to lower the shelf so that I have more room. It'd be a little tight with the setup I have, but if you were just targeting growing peppers, then you could space it out a little more. But I can't believe how many little peppers there are on these 2 plants. So here there's like 6 or 7 right in a small area, and some of those are mature. They're turning orange. They're not supposed to get big, like full green pepper size. They're baby peppers. So